Good morning, New York. I'm sure that many of you have heard of the tragedy that happened on the corner of Washington Place and Washington Square West yesterday evening, March 25th. For those of you who do not know, however, the Triangle Shirtwaist factory experienced a terrible fire on the 7th to 9th floors, killing 147 women. These young ladies were mostly immigrants living in the Irish and Italian communities in the city. From what we know from police records, they didn't only die in the fire, but many of them jumped to their deaths, trying to escape the unbearable conditions heating up on the floors. There seemed to be hope once the firemen arrived, but they soon found out that there was nothing that could be done to help these poor women. The firemen brought nets to catch the women jumping from the windows. However, the nets ripped when the women hit them, and the lives were still lost. New York City Fire Chief Kroger was appalled by the results of the fire when he went to investigate the building for the source of it. In his personal account, he recalled that there were charred skeletons slumped over the sewing machines. The women were jumping out of the windows because they were forced to stay in the room with the door locked, and the fire escape was faulty, so they had no other option to get out of the burning floors. We were able to get a minute with the floor manager on the clock at the time of the fire, and we have exclusive footage with us for you today. But his account of the event is still very interesting, though he did not want his face to be revealed.
Hello, Mr.
Excuse me, no name, please.
Have you ever taken into account the fire hazard?
Well, I did what was best for the business, and I'm sure the women were at least partially at fault for the accident. Fires don't just start themselves.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Right. I'm here now on the 5th floor of the building, reporting for work. I'm going to leave this camera on the other side of the wall so we can record everything that goes on through the hole.
Is everyone here yet? Where's Martha? She hasn't signed in yet. No excuse. This is the second time she has been more than 3 minutes late. You in the second row. Let Martha know when she comes, if she ever does, that she has been fired. I need to have more reliable workers in this factory, and there are many poor women that are willing to help their husbands and get more to pay for the house.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, everyone knows the schedule. Work until I get back, and if I hear too much noise from chatter or anything of that sort, I will be coming up to have another little chat with you all, same as the girls from the 3rd floor. And I think you all have enough brain power to remember how badly that went over, yes? Great. Now back to work.
Is he always like this? And why did he close the door? Should we be able to use the bathrooms?
Shh. Now then, ladies, you may have your 10-minute lunch break. Remember, not a speck of food may be on the floor or anywhere, or all of your pay will be docked. And if I see any of you touch that window for some fresh air. If you forgot your lunch, too bad. Because as you know, these doors are deadlocked from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And no talking. There's no need to be distracted from thinking about work.
There you can see it for yourself. The tape goes on and on throughout her day, but it just is filled with silent rooms disturbed only by the sound of sewing machines and scissors. These are the real conditions they have to put up with. No time for bathroom breaks, short eating time, and silent workrooms. From this exclusive footage, we have to conclude that it was the manager who forced the girls to stay locked in their floor. From this exclusive footage, we have to conclude that it was the manager who forced the girls to stay on their floors. If they had not been subjected to these poor and unsafe working conditions, the girls in the Triangle Shirtwaist factory would have had the opportunity to safely escape the floor. And I'm sure all of them could have survived the fire. What is happening in current factories and big businesses is the loss of safety and humanity in exchange for cheap labor. The world is growing economically, and we can all feel it. However, the companies are doing it in an inhumane way that must be stopped. There is no reason for innocent workers to be put through these conditions and situations where their lives are at stake. They are constantly in danger if something goes wrong, as we unfortunately saw yesterday.